Hey guys, it's Chris at Highline Guitars, and you're watching another episode of From the Luthier's Workbench. If you like to build or repair guitars, I suggest you click that subscribe button down below, and you'll become part of a community of fellow luthiers. And together, we can take your skills to a whole new level. If you'd like to help support this channel, visit eguitarplans.com and buy a plan. Now on with the video. In this episode, I was going to be talking about part 10 of my Echo laminated guitar top build. However, in part 9, if you'll remember, I finished by spraying multiple coats of Crystalac Bright Tone water-based top coat. And I like to let that finish cure for a couple of weeks. And as it stands right now, I've got about another week in which I want to let it cure before I start the level sanding and buffing process. So in the meantime, for this week, what I thought I would talk about is this portable spray booth that you saw me using back in part 9. It seems like there are a lot of folks who had questions about this booth, how I made it, and how it works. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this episode. Now, it's important to understand this booth was really sort of a proof of concept, a prototype, if you will. And I didn't have any plans or any dimension drawings or anything like that. I just sort of threw it together basically just to see if it would work. And I'm delighted to say that it does work quite well. However, if I was to do it over again, there is at least one modification that I would like to make. Now, I'm going to mention that that modification is at the end of this video because it really doesn't affect how this booth was made. So you can go ahead and watch how I built this thing, see how it works, and then I'll tell you at the end the modification that I would make to it if I wanted to improve its function. So let's jump in and get started on this. For the structure of my spray booth, I'm using a material called Coroplast, which you can purchase at most of your big box hardware stores. And what it is that it's a sheet of corrugated plastic, sort of like corrugated cardboard, only plastic. And it comes in different size sheets. You can get 4x8. And in this case, I used a couple of sheets of the 2x4 size. To vent the spray booth, I decided to rely on my downdraft sanding table by removing the inserts and replacing them with a 16 by 25 by 1 inch furnace filter. Now, as you can see here, there are some gaps between the edges of the filter and the inside edges of the downdraft box. However, that's pretty easy to fix just with some duct tape. I could make a frame for it, but that seems like a lot of extra work that isn't really necessary. Next, I measured the overall outer dimensions of my downdraft box so that I could determine where to score and fold the Coroplast sheet. Then I transferred those dimensions to the Coroplast itself, and I used a long straight edge with an X-Acto knife to lightly score it so that I could fold it into the shape you see here. Now on the back of my downdraft table, I have a 4-inch dust port, so I wanted to account for that by cutting away a portion of the Coroplast so that it would fit over the dust port. Of course, I needed a top for the spray booth, so I made that out of some of the scrap Coroplast and reinforced it so that it won't warp, sag, or bend. And as you can see, everything is assembled with duct tape, and that seems to work fairly well. Now, in keeping with my shop's theme of portability, I wanted to make this easy to set up and take down and store away. So when I'm ready to use it, I just pull it out from where I keep it stored, unfold it, and then set it over the structure of my downdraft table, making sure that that slot goes over the 4-inch dust collector fitting. Then I attach the sides using some heavy-duty Velcro. Next, I flip the top over and attach the sides using some more of that heavy-duty Velcro. To vent the booth, I'm using my dust collection system with the 4-inch hose leading out of the downdraft table and then another 4-inch hose that leads out my garage. And as you can see here, it does a pretty good job of controlling overspray and keeping it to a minimum. Now, even though I have a vented spray booth now, I still wear my respirator just to play it safe. All right, well, there you have it. That's how I made this simple portable spray booth. Now, it's important to understand that I spray water-based finishes. I'm not spraying any solvent or oil-based products. Would this work for that? Yeah, probably. I don't know for sure, but like I said, I'm just spraying water-based, and it does a really good job of minimizing the overspray. Now, it's also important to remember that overspray is a result of how your spray gun is adjusted, and as long as it's properly adjusted, you should be minimizing overspray to begin with. But this will definitely help keep any overspray that might find its way out of your gun from depositing all over your shop. Now, there is one other modification that I made. I picked up one of these little cheapo LED battery-powered lights, and I put a piece of Velcro on the back and then one in the top so that I can just attach it, and that just, you know, kind of improves some of the lighting in here, makes it easier to see. I also, at the beginning of this video, had mentioned that there was one other modification that I would make if I was to make this over again, and that is I would make it about 8 to 10 inches taller. However, when I made this one, I used a 2 foot by 4 foot sheet of the Coroplast, and that didn't really allow me to go any taller than that. So if I was to do it again, I'd get the 4 by 8 foot sheets and just make it, you know, 8 to 10 inches taller. So that's something that you might want to consider if you're thinking about building a similar portable spray booth. And will I ever redo this to make it taller? I don't know. It seems to work pretty well. It's just a little bit confining, and it's mainly in the height area. So anyway, I hope that you found this video to be useful and inspiring, and maybe it'll give you some thoughts about building your own portable spray booth. I definitely recommend them if you're spraying in a small shop. And you know, until the next episode, if you've got any comments or questions, post them down below, hit that subscribe button, you know, the usual rigmarole, and take care. We'll see you soon.